Have you ever stopped and wondered why some people are magnetically drawn to you? Not just attracted to your appearance, your smile, or your charisma, but pulled in deeply as if something about you touches a part of them they didn't even know existed. You might think it's your personality, or your energy, or something special they can't quite name. But according to Carl Jung, one of the greatest psychological minds of the 20th century, there's something much more powerful at work beneath the surface. Love, Jung believed, isn't a random spark. It's a collision of unconscious forces rooted deep in the architecture of the human psyche. In this video, we'll explore Jung's revolutionary ideas on romantic attraction, especially his concepts of projection, the anima and animus, and how your presence may unconsciously trigger something profound within others. We'll reveal two powerful hidden reasons why someone might fall in love with you, and how those reasons are less about who you are and more about what you represent in their inner world. If you are curious to understand what really drives love, not just on the surface, but at the deepest levels of the soul, then stay with me, because what you'll learn today may forever shift the way you view relationships. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Deep Psyche, where we uncover the unseen emotional, psychological, and spiritual patterns that shape your life. Now let's begin this journey inward. Love feels magical, but is it really random? We often describe falling in love as a mysterious accident, a spark, a moment, a glance across a room. We say things like, we just clicked, or it was meant to be. But Jung argued something very different. He believed that even the most spontaneous connection has a hidden structure, a deeper logic woven not by fate or luck, but by the unconscious mind. What feels like random chemistry may actually be the result of years, decades even, of unprocessed emotions, forgotten memories, internal wounds, and unmet longings. Behind that instant connection is an internal system, like scaffolding, that guides us silently towards some people and not others. And that system is projection. The first reason you represent something they lack. According to Jung, we each carry within us unexpressed parts, hidden aspects of who we are, who we used to be, or who we secretly want to become. These fragments live in our unconscious. We may have buried them because of trauma, fear, shame, or societal conditioning, but they don't disappear. Instead, they wait, watching. And one day when someone walks into our life who seems to embody those traits, the unconscious lights up. We feel instantly drawn to them, captivated, fascinated, even obsessed. Not because of who they are on the outside, but because they mirror something within us that is yearning to be acknowledged. Imagine someone who has spent their entire life being careful, reserved, guarded. Then one day they meet someone bold, expressive, emotionally free. That encounter doesn't just stir admiration. It awakens a dormant potential, a piece of themselves they were never allowed to explore. And so they fall in love. Not with the person, but with the feeling that person unlocks. This is projection. We project our inner needs and missing qualities onto someone else, believing they complete us, that they possess something we don't. You may not realize it, but others may be falling in love with you because you represent a missing puzzle piece in their personal growth. It's not always opposites that attract, it's what's missing that draws us in. A structured, orderly person may be mesmerized by someone spontaneous. A quiet soul may be intrigued by someone who is charismatic and loud. But here's the risk: when someone projects onto you, they may not love you as you truly are. They love what you symbolize to them. And the moment your human flaws break that illusion, the connection may begin to fade. Projection is powerful, but it's not stable. It can become dependence. And dependence is not the same as love. The second reason you awaken a deep archetypal image within Jung didn't stop at projection. He introduced one of his most compelling ideas, the anima and animus archetypal images of the opposite gender that live deep within every human psyche. Every man, Jung said, carries within him an unconscious image of the feminine, the anima, and every woman carries within her an unconscious image of the masculine, the animus. These internal figures aren't based on culture or logic. They are shaped by our earliest emotional experiences, particularly with our parents, and influenced by myth dreams in the collective unconscious. Over the years, these inner archetypes become emotionally charged. We don't consciously think about them, but they live within us, shaping how we see others and how we feel in their presence. Then one day someone walks into our life, and they don't just match our personality, they match our inner image. When that happens, the effect can be overwhelming. We might feel like we've known them forever, like we've finally found the one. It's the kind of connection that makes people talk about soulmates, destiny twin flames. But Jung would gently caution us here, this isn't fate. It's your unconscious recognizing itself projected outward into another human being. You may resemble someone's inner feminine or masculine blueprint, not necessarily in looks, but in essence, in tone, in emotional presence. And that resemblance activates something powerful within them. You stir a long-held emotional pattern, and suddenly they are pulled to you with a strength they can't explain. That's the second reason people fall in love with you. You awaken at a powerful archetypal image they've carried inside possibly for their entire life. But again, here's the challenge. When someone is in love with a symbol, they are not always in love with reality. They're in love with a reflection. And when your real human self no longer matches that reflection, the fantasy shatters. And often so does the relationship. So, what does this mean for you? Understanding Jung's ideas doesn't make love any less meaningful. It makes it more honest, more grounded, and in many ways more compassionate. People don't fall in love with you randomly. They are responding to what you reflect, what you stir, what you awaken. And in turn, you may do the same to them. Knowing this allows you to love with more awareness, to notice when someone might be projecting, to discern the difference between deep connection and fantasy, and to see how love is not just about who someone is, but about who we are becoming through them. If this insight opened something within you, share it in the comments. What part resonated most? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Deep Psyche for more meaningful, soulful explorations into the human mind and heart. Until next time, look deeper, because what we see in others often reveals what's still awakening in ourselves. In the previous part, we explored how powerful unconscious projections can cause someone to fall in love with an idealized version of you. But what happens when that illusion begins to unravel, when the fantasy starts to fade? At first, being the object of someone's projection can feel magical, even divine. You're not just admired, you're idealized, lifted onto a psychological pedestal you didn't ask for. You become the screen onto which they project a sacred vision, a carefully crafted inner story that was written long before you ever entered the picture. But the real you, your flaws, your contradictions, your human depth cannot stay hidden forever. As soon as your full self begins to show up, the cracks begin to form. The fantasy begins to crumble. What once felt enchanting now feels confusing. What once seemed like effortless perfection suddenly feels tangled, layered, even frustrating. Conflicts arise. Misunderstandings follow. And the illusion that held it all together collapses under the weight of your reality. That's why so many intense, passionate relationships begin with euphoric highs and end in emotional chaos. The bond wasn't built on truth. It was constructed on archetypal projection, an unconscious script trying to play itself out in the real world. And the truth is, no one can live up to a myth. No person can remain an idealized figure forever. But Jung saw a purpose in the pain. Despite the heartache and confusion projection can bring, Carl Jung didn't view it as failure. Quite the opposite. To Jung, projection, especially in love, was an essential part of personal growth. He believed that love was not merely an emotional event, but a tool of transformation. Every person you fall for acts as a mirror, and what you see in them, whether beautiful or terrifying, is something your soul is longing to recognize within yourself. Some people reflect your untapped strengths. Others awaken your insecurities. Some inspire your creativity. Others expose old wounds. But they all play one critical role. They push you along the path of individuation, Jung's term for the lifelong journey of becoming whole. So when someone falls in love with you, they may believe they're seeing something incredible in you, and in a way they are. But what they're truly experiencing is something you awaken inside them. You're not just a person in their story. You are a symbol, a trigger, a psychological invitation, and the same is true for you. Your lovers are your teachers, the people you fall in love with, especially the ones who shake you, who break your heart, who turn your world upside down. They're not accidents. They are messengers, catalysts, mirrors. Some come to awaken a forgotten part of you. Some come to test your boundaries. Others come simply to reflect your shadow, the part of you you've ignored or denied. Not every love story is meant to last. Some are meant to disrupt you, to break old patterns, to shatter illusions so you can grow beyond them. Jung called these powerful encounters synchronistic events, seemingly random yet deeply meaningful. When someone appears in your life at the exact moment that you're emotionally or spiritually ripe for change, don't dismiss it as coincidence. The unconscious, both yours and theirs, is doing its mysterious work. And the meeting itself is a sign that a transformation is already underway. Even if the relationship ends in heartbreak, even if it never fully begins. These moments matter, especially those that leave a scar. So why do people fall in love with you? Not because of your smile, not because of your charm, not even because of your kind heart, though all of those things matter. They fall in love with you because you either reflect something they desperately need to become, or awaken something inside them they thought was lost forever. In both cases, the attraction is less about you as a person and more about what their inner self is trying to reclaim. The same is true for you. You fall for people who mirror your missing pieces, those who unconsciously resemble the anima or animus inside you, those who knowingly or not carry the key to your next chapter of emotional growth. But here's the danger: if you don't recognize these patterns, you might find yourself trapped, attracted to the same types, repeating the same mistakes, chasing the same illusions. You might believe you're unlucky in love, when really your unconscious is trying to teach you something you've been avoiding. What's the way out? Jung says awareness. The solution isn't to avoid love, it's to see it more clearly. When you begin to understand your own inner figures, your projections, your archetypes, your emotional patterns, you stop searching for someone to complete you. Instead, you begin the process of completing yourself. And when you do that, love changes. It's no longer a game of fantasy or fear. It becomes real, grounded, liberating. You stop needing people to save you. You start choosing people who walk beside you. Because the deepest love isn't about finding the perfect partner. It's about waking up the parts of your soul that have been patiently waiting to be seen. You don't just fall in love with others. You fall in love with the version of yourself they help you discover. Final thoughts. When we look at love through Jung's lens, we realize something profound. Love has never just been about them. It has always been a journey back to the self. So the next time someone falls for you, or you feel that deep magnetic pull toward another, pause. Ask yourself, what part of the soul is waking up right now? That simple question could change how you experience love forever. If this video stirred something in you, if it made you reflect on your own relationships or emotional patterns, share your thoughts in the comments. I'd truly love to hear your perspective. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Sephiraiwaya, where we explore the inner world with depth, curiosity, and compassion. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep looking inward. That's where all the real answers live.